Let's get ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
Sounds like
Good
the
morning.
boxing match, baby.
Yeah, well, it's fun stuff, man.
It is
How are
fun
you doing
stuff.
this morning?
Oh man, ready to get rock and rolling, having a big week. Let's get right down to business though, Tom. I mean, like since October 12th, rates have just continuously gone up, right? It is the elephant in the room, and it's keeping somewhere between 7 and 8 people out of 10 that would like to buy, but it's keeping them on the sidelines right now.
Well,
And
that's true, Bruce. But I'll tell you what, while I've seen demand lower, right? I can tell you right now, as a realtor, it's anecdotal, okay. But every single house that I list gets sold fairly quickly,
sure
usually
does.
within 2 to 3 weeks. What the only difference is right now, I'm only getting 3 to 5 offers where I was getting 30.
Right. But and it's because of supply, right?
Yeah,
Um
100%.
because if interest rates drop back to 5.5%, I think there'd be no inventory. We'd have 0 days on the market, right? So
People are coveting a 6% rate now.
they would. They absolutely would. So I when I see the times like this, and I think we've got some charts that we'd like to
Yeah, you
show,
want me to throw the
right?
charts up? Let me do
Sure,
that.
because mortgage applications hit like an all-time low. Okay, um, I don't remember the applications being this low, which means that people in my industry are writing a lot less transactions
For
than we
sure.
than we typically would. Fortunately, I've got a great group of realtors. I've got a great client base, and we're closing loans every day. However, we're not closing as many as we'd like. But
Right.
when I see this happening, I see an opportunity. And here's the thing: the average person is sitting on the sidelines right now strictly because of interest rates, not really because they think the housing market's going to crash. I think people are smarter than that. But they sit on the sidelines and they're going to wait for interest rates to drop. So if you run your cursor over that mortgage application and where we are at the rock bottom right
Right
there,
down here at
right? So
166.9.
right. And where was the top? What was that? Looks like it was
Looks like
some.
about 1700 and 1900.
Yeah, and what year was that?
That was 2004-ish,
Okay.
3-ish,
All right.
right?
So
That was when the world was crazy.
that was liar loans. That
Oh
was
yeah.
all the liar loans, okay? So those were bad loans, and that's what put us in to the recession that came following after that, which would be your dark line
Correct.
there, right?
That's the actual official recession, although I think we felt it all the way through about 2013.
Of course we
But
did. Of
but
course
hey,
we did.
look here. I mean, you see this right here, this really thin recession right here. This is the 2020 pandemic recession
Yeah.
that lasted 10 minutes, 15
Yep.
minutes, right?
Yep.
But mortgage applications were only at 1200, which is
Right.
nothing compared to these other peaks,
Right. And the
right?
rates were 2.5%,
And the
3%.
right, the rates were 2.5%. Everybody was moving. It was a crazy time, right?
It's interesting to see that because um, you would think that would have been a record for
Yeah.
applications, right?
Yep.
But I want to show you something. So, since the mortgage applications are at rock bottom, that's like me saying, Tom, I got a stock here. It always performs, but man, is it hit the rock bottom right now. Wouldn't you look at that stock and go, that's a buying opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
So
yeah.
when I look at this right now, I get that rates are higher. I understand your payments are higher. I understand affordability is down. But the fact of the matter is this is where the money's going to be made. The smart people will get a hold of this and they'll go, man alive, this is my buying opportunity. Because if you look at the chart on the top left, you'll see interest rates right now. they're about the same as they were back. What is that?
Right back here, back in around 2000 to 2003.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, leading those, that was all the liar loans leading up into that time. That's where interest rates were. They were at 7.5%. So, but if you look at where you gained appreciation, so now let's go back and say, if I would have bought a home when nobody else was back between 2007 and 2015,
So,
that
so right in
that is
here.
the dip. That was the dip. This
Mhm.
is exactly what I'm if I could just help people understand this better. This is the best buying opportunity. Forget the doggone interest rate. It's not important. It's going to drop within 2 years and you can refinance it, but you can't turn back the clock and buy in an opportunity like this. And look at how much money you would have made. Now, what your cursor is there, what was the average price there? About 135,000?
In on this one, yeah, and so this is the Zillow Home Index, right? Which does certain properties, and then the red one is the S&P Case Shiller, which is does
Yep.
different properties, and
Yep.
then the green one's the all transactions, and that includes all cash transactions as well.
Yes, but it also includes multi-million-dollar homes and things that sold in
It
that
does,
era
right?
as
So this
well,
none of this is adjusted or filtered out.
right? And you can see the reason Zillow didn't even really start till just before 2000, right?
Well, yeah, I mean they're new, right?
That's when they started, right? But my point is, anytime within that time frame, you would have just made gobs of money. And you don't even need the steep incline. And if we look up here around that yeah, you forget the steep incline. If it just kept going at that one of those paces
Right,
is all you need,
right.
right? And that's where the money's to be made. And I'm telling people right now, forget the rate. Don't worry about the rate. Buy now. The signals are all over. And here's what I'm doing: more 2-1 buy downs, more seller closing costs. Sellers
Yep,
are making some repairs. I mean, sellers are willing to work right now with people.
they
So
are.
take advantage of that market. Don't worry about the interest rate as much. As long as you can qualify, suck up the payment, cut back on some treats that you treat yourself to for 18 to 24 months, and you will make a fortune.
Are you saying a little less Starbucks and avocado toast? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm cutting back on the avocado toast, but I'm not cutting back on the coffee, right? So, uh, so yes, but I see all the signals there, and I think that you would be a fool not to buy in this market. So now there is something that's hurting people, and that is, um, a lot of these big hedge funds and even some of these big builders are buying these rental communities to make it very attractive to live in, right?
They are.
So
They are.
you can rent right now for less than you can own. But
It's true.
what do you have at the end of the day? So if you're renting for $2,200 a month and you rent there for 24 months, I mean, you paid what, 50, $60,000 in rent and you have
Mhm.
nothing to show for it. Right now, nationally, we're about 4% appreciation. I think here we're somewhere around 2 to 3% appreciation,
Mhm.
depending on the neighborhood. But even at 3% appreciation, and even if you could save money by renting versus owning, the cost of waiting is insane. Matter of fact, if you bought a 375 house and you waited 2 years at a 3% appreciation, you missed out on $22,000.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I talk to people all the time about that, and buying a home's a big decision, right? And it's a long term decision. The only time I would tell somebody that financially you are going to likely be better off by renting is if you plan on moving in 2 years,
Yep.
because the cost of getting in and out just is a little too high, right?
100% agree with that.
But if you're 3, 5, 7 years, you're most likely going to make money. And not only that, but like when I bought the house that I'm in right now, this was going to be a 3 to 5 year house. I've been here 15 years, and now it's like, okay, another 3 to 5 years, and then I'll get out.
right. But let's put this in perspective. So you're right if you planned on moving. However, let's think about it this way. I plan on moving in 2 years. So should I wait and rent right now? If you buy right now, just keep that property as a rental
Keep
property.
that property as a
Add it
rental
to your
property.
portfolio. You
Yep.
and I are both landlords. We have rental property. I can tell you this much. I've made a lot more money on my investments in real estate than I have in the stock market. All right. I mean,
Same here.
I just have.
Yeah.
So it's done incredibly well for me. It's the easiest way for people to accumulate wealth because you have to live somewhere. So live in a house that you own. Then turn that one into a rental property and let
Yep.
somebody else pay the doggone thing down for you. Right? It
Yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely. So
My
hey, you know what? We need to do another leapfrog program. I think that'll be a good thing to do to end the year. What do you think?
I think that would be a great idea. I know it's tough to get people to show up for things in November and December, but we can certainly look at it. I'm always excited when I can help people grow. I did a wealth building leapfrog class a few weeks ago, um, and I had 3 people in that room that had more than 20 properties.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. One
That's
and
pretty
another one
incredible.
had 7 and another one had 4. So, I mean, these people are killing it, right?
Yeah.
Just literally killing it. And, um, and
And
believe
these
it
are
or
just
not,
regular people, right? These are not
regular
mega rich
people.
landlords. These are people
No,
that just have a regular job and
these are people that are not rich people in
no,
terms
no,
of
they're
their
becoming rich
in
people.
no, in terms of their income.
Correct.
They're very wealthy when it comes to real estate. And then I introduced you to my friend Mike and Ruby, who
Yeah.
got into my leapfrog program, and they've got 10 properties already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and they think they've got somewhere between 7 and $10 million in equity in these properties.
It's
They only
fantastic.
started in leapfrog a few years ago. So it absolutely works. Um, Real estate is 100%, in my opinion, the best way to go. And with the market the way it is today, here's your sign. Here's the signal. What are you waiting for? Get
Yeah,
in now.
for sure.
All right.
All right, man. Hey, listen, I got to boogie. We're a little over time, but
Yep.
it's been great talking to you. Have yourself a fantastic week.
Yep. Do the same.
All
All
right.
right, man. See ya.
Peace out.